Me now to discuss is Joe Enriquez Henry, National Vice President for the League of United Latin American Citizens. Joe, good to see you.
Good to be here.
So, based on what Miguel just described, is that why you have said that meat packing plants are ticking time bombs?
They are. These meat processing plants are incubators for the virus. People are within inches of each other, not feet. Things need to be done. This is a virus. This is a crisis that has been in the making for the last several decades due to deregulation and the way that this has been done. So we need to have things change. We're calling all our Americans here in the United States to please help us promote a Meatless May Mondays, where we urge people to not eat corporate beef, pork, and poultry, to send a message to these corporations that we need safety in the workplace, we need the PPE mask, we need the slowdown of the line speed within these facilities, we need to make sure that the workers are treated with all the safety requirements that they need, that they are provided with the health care that they need if they get ill. Things need to be done right now. We need to change the way in which the industry treats its workers, and also the farmers too, by the way.
Yeah, you're calling for Meatless Mondays starting tomorrow in the month of May. So your organization also, sent a letter to the U.S. Labor Department demanding clear guidelines protecting workers. You did that in March, and recently you followed up with a formal complaint against a meatpacking facility in Iowa. Did it happen to be that same one that Miguel profiled? Or another?
It was a JBS facility in Marshalltown, Iowa.
What's the response that you've received, if any?
The response we received from JBS is they stated that they were in compliance with safety procedures. We believe that they weren't at the time. They have changed in some ways, but still workers are very close to each other. They are being given the mask, but they're still working at a very fast pace because of the work at the high speed. It's very hard for them to continue to keep those masks on. Imagine jogging with the mask on for 8 hours. That's what these workers are undergoing right now. So the speed of work, the amount of meat they cut per hour must slow down so they can breathe adequately with the safety gear.
And then Joe, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Joe. And then tell me, what is this like for workers who are told, by their company, or they hear this from the White House, meatpacking plants ordered to reopen. People who work there are concerned about their safety, but at the same time, they need and want their jobs. What are these workers telling you about how they're going about making a decision?
Well, they feel shocked. They can't believe that they're being forced to go into unsafe working conditions while many of them are sick or their coworkers are sick. They feel like this is a death march into these facilities. Now, right now, it's very clear that these workers do not have adequate health care when they go into hospitals. They have a $5,000 to $10,000 out-of-pocket deductible that they have to pay. It's very hard for them to get the testing that many workers have requested to have testing on the virus to have been turned down by hospitals and clinics unless they provide some additional proof that they need it. So this is a scary situation. So the workers are getting infected. They're coming home. They're infecting families, extended families, uncles, aunts, grandparents. We look at small towns where 10% of the community might be working at a plant. And this is going to be an incubation and a pandemic within that community. We look at Iowa, over 20 meat processing facilities in Iowa. We're ground zero here. Within 250 miles of Des Moines, 70% of all the pork in this country is produced. Can you imagine what's going to happen here by the end of May? And that's why we need Americans to really stand with us to begin to say no to corporate beef, pork, and poultry. Start with Meatless May Mondays, but take it from there. And I need to make it clear, we support the farmers. We support what they need to do with their livestock. We're urging people to, if they want to buy on Mondays or whenever, buy their meat, pork, poultry, eggs from farmers. They can do that. So we support the farmers. We support the workers. We need federal legislation to enhance OSHA to make sure that we have mandatory at all these facilities.
And what you're saying is these Meatless Mondays will help get the attention of the meatpacking companies so that they would put more protections in place so as the employees can report for duty, be at work, but be protected. I get that's what your message is.
Exactly. But there's another key thing in our urge for federal legislation. We do need at least temporary legal status for the undocumented immigrants who work at many of these meatpacking plants, because they're held hostage by the fact that they feel that they cannot demand their right to a safe working environment because of their status. So that's another demand that we want to put at the forefront.
Joe Enriquez Henry, thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.